Hello, squads and fams. We've got tour quarterfinals today. We've got McMeghan against Shoka. In round one, McMeghan won a Haxie series against his French compadre, Remedy. McMeghan's not French, he's Belgian, but they play on Team France together. And Shoka defeated TDK in a very close series. And we see some, rather standard-looking black and white stuff from Shoka. And as we saw last round, McMeghan is running a lot of, as the kids like to call them, memes. And so we've got Sand versus Hail. But there's a Doug trio, and Xatu prevents Stealth Rock. The thing about Xatu that I don't like is, how do you know it has Stealth Rock? There are 4 viable users of Stealth Rock on that team. Just switch it into all of them. And, you're going to trap T-Tar probably. You don't love switching into Lando. I mean, it could be worse, but Skarm obviously gets shut the hell down, and we see Kyurem, which there is the Ice Pseudo Resist in Tyranitar because of the Spit F boost, and there's Keldeo. Keldeo actually is really dangerous for McMeghan's team. He's going to have to outplay it, and because Reuniclus looks kind of dangerous, especially with Doug's support. There's a Abomasnow leading off against Landorus. And see, this is a conundrum with Xatu. Do you try to kill this thing with Ice Shard, or not Ice Shard, Blizzard? Or, he can just U-turn and switch. U-turning from Shoka is the best move, I think. And, I mean, he could Ice Shard, but what if he sets up rocks on the Ice Shard? Because Lando is bulky as hell, he intimidated it, so Ice Shard's not killing. Unless it's like Ice Gem or some shit, because we know it's not Choice Band. Or do you go to Xatu, and if he pursued Xatu, then he gets spikes all over the place. But even if the magic bounce fails, and there's Magic Guard Reuniclus ready to shit on everything. So McMeghan's memes might give him a matchup advantage somehow, but they also give him a disadvantage because, number one, there's no steal on that team. Number two, well, there's the U-turn I was mentioning. I don't think he goes right to T-Tar. He probably goes... Well, at least Abomasnow stabs trouble everything, because things that take a Blizzard don't take Woodhammer, and vice versa. Might be Sash Obama, just lead off with it and just try to crush something. I know that was a popular UU strategy. Anyway, as I was saying, no steal, and Shoka has a Hydreigon. That means Draco Meteor's gonna fucking cream something every time it's in. Draco Meteor, kill. If it's Specs, I really like Specs Hydreigon, because... unlike Specs Latios, okay, it's a lot slower, and it, dies a shit like Keldeo, and yada yada. Not Stealth Rock, not Stealth Rock weak, not Pursuit weak, it is U-turn weak. I meant, not Stealth Rock weak. Pursuit weak. Oh, and he's got Spit F on his Skarm, which doesn't have, a thing. It's too bulky to be, fucking cussed at. That would have brought it down to Sturdy, which would have made it a bad switch, too. And he just Blizzards it again, knowing it's too slow to outrun, and he doesn't want to switch anything to a Blizzard. I would have saved the Skarm. I mean, it's kind of whatever, but at the same time. Maybe it's a Scarf Abomasnow, and it's Scarf Lando. That's definitely a possibility with the lack of bulk. I think it's a minus defense nature, too. We probably see McMeghan go to Garchomp on the U-turn here. To rack up the residual, as you have come to expect from Garchomp. Its role from a fearsome offensive beast, and now it's delegated to support. How the mighty have fallen and shit. So yeah, Shoka's got 2 pokes that just really, really dent shit. And, but the Draco Meteor is not as threatening if there's an 18% Abomasnow waiting to get sacrificed. So, yep, there's Chomp. There's U-turn. Do we see Helmet? We don't. So, there's still hope of this being offensive. Definitely offensive. You never really see a bulky Chomp with an item other than Rocky Helmet. And what I was saying about Scarf Hydreigon, not that it was U-turn weak, it has U-turn, which is really, really, really nice. So in a situation like he's got a free Draco Bomb, oh, but he's just got an Abomasnow sack, U-turn out. Save it. Don't be setup fodder for something with -2 Draco. Even though, with no steal, -2 Draco is still going to sting whatever comes in. And Hydreigon outruns Kyurem, which is nice, unless it's Scarf Kyurem. Celebi's against Garchomp. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Considering there is, a Keldeo. It's not like Garchomp was at full where it could tank a hit and not kill back unless it was banded. And if it's, you know, Scarf and outrages you, then you took away one of the pokes that can handle Hydreigon. Don't know how I feel about that. The good thing is, this cell will be better of HP Ice too, but Garchomp could be Yachi as well. So, I just don't know. Most of the thing is, Dugtrio is usually the Rocks poke on these things. I used 2 Stealth Rock pokes on my Sun team from World Cup 2 years ago, because, oh, we Leaf Stormed, and it did nothing to cure him. Are we going to see leftovers? Are we going to see Sub-Roost? Celebi's faster. It is, no, it's slower. Just, Kyurem didn't get buffeted by the hail. So, yeah, Sub-Roost. Now T-Tar's forced to come in, which is going to lead to a trap. After Xatu is sacrificed, perhaps? No, he's just going to Blizzard. And that does nothing. That is a 1 Spadef fucking T-Tar. So, yeah, unless he's plus speed, Kyurem, which is... I don't know, man. That's just so weird to me. I mean, I don't think Exegol is nice. And, of course, he falls for the, you know, Xatu sack. Come on, what was that? I really don't like when people do their best to give their opponent the win. And that was just so... I mean, you're not going to kill the Xatu, ideally. It's probably Rocky Helmet, so crunch it and switch the hell out. I mean, he probably Roost stalls, but I mean, it's better than, you know, getting rocks up on your own side, because now he just fucking stays in and then he Dugtrios your shit. Yep, Toxic. I mean, I know he's not trying to lose, but at the same time, shit like this is just like... Come on. And, at this stage of the tournament, things like this just really bug the hell out of me. Sort of like in the later stages of a World Cup where they have to sub someone in who doesn't play at GSC, for example, and they're going up against a heavyweight, and it's just like, this is retarded. So now T-Tar's dead, and has accomplished jack shit outside of forcing out Kyurem once. Well done. At least the saving grace is that Garchomp's taking a hit, Abomasnow is pretty much dead, Xatu's pretty much dead. He's still got Dugtrio, but it'll do jack shit outside of revenging a weakened Keldeo. And Keldeo is one of those things. He better ride that Keldeo to the bank. Yeah, and the waste of Scarm, and it's just like... yeah, there goes... Megan's thinking about this. No, he's going to U-turn, save the Xatu. And Abomasnow probably comes back in to get the hail up and force the residual on everything. Everything that didn't already take sand damage being Landorus. So... There's Lando once more. I guess he's assumed it's Scarf, Obama. And it's going to go down to U-turn. Hell, he could just switch to Garchomp again. It's not like Garchomp's... Once Garchomp took that initial hit and hail damage, it's not like its bulk was going to be useful for anything on that team, so... May as well just keep the Abomasnow, you know? Fire up the Scarf Blizzard. Oh, we can sag Xatu as well. That's even better. And now what's he going to do? Hydreigon, you know, he better not go to Hydreigon, because that's a free Blizzard for Obama, and Garchomp comes in as well, unless it's Scarf Hydreigon, which I don't think it is. He also doesn't have, well, he can't really let Reuniclus set up. I mean, Dark Pulse is strong, but no matter, I mean, offensive Trick Room Reuniclus just kind of sweeps, so he's going to really have to hope. Okay, he goes Keldeo. It's not leftovers, so there's hope for it being the good set, which is Specs. I think Specs Keldeo should be used like hell. It's so ridiculous. I mean, like, you face a rain team and you surf and you kill everything. It's fucking absurd. You need a water immunity against Specs Keldeo, okay? You can't get away with a resist. Bell Icy Wind would force out Dugtrio at least once and pick up 1 kill. Otherwise, Dugtrio with Sash is just going to come in and quake it twice. Unless he's running Ban Dugtrio, which, okay, but then he doesn't have rocks. Unless... I mean, at the beginning of Gen 5, people were like, yeah, I use Magic Mirror. It was called Magic Mirror back then. It was Magic Mirror, Espeon, and Xatu. It was mainly Espeon at the beginning. So my opponent gets up my rocks for me. And, you know, that's cute and all, but that doesn't actually happen in practice. Hasn't for, you know, half a decade. There's Rune, and, it would, I don't know if it'd be worth it to, well, I don't think he really has much of a choice. If he is Specs, he just has to Hydro and fucking... not kill it, but, you know, knock the stuffing out of it. And if he Calm Minds or tries to Focus Blast the Hydreigon switch, Focus Blast would put Keldeo in Dugtrio range, at least. So, you know, it's probably the best move there. And if he's not Specs, then, you know, Reinquist will win this one-on-one. Unless he's like fucking Splash Plate or something. So, I think Shoka just has to attack it. I mean, what's he going to switch into? His 2 checks, you know, are dead. And Skarmory isn't a Reinquist check in that it beats it. Oh, yeah, E-Belt, Hidden Power, that did nothing. And, yeah, I think McMeghan's going to win this. I guess he had the matchup advantage, but Shoka has not been... He didn't really try very hard to, you know, play around it. He just sort of let himself loose. There's Celebi. Okay, if this is Nasty Plot Leaf Storm Celebi, then he could definitely... He can beat the Reinquist. However, there's a Kyurem, which switches in so easily and blizzards the shit out of something. And he has to hit Actually, Reinquist doesn't even get 2 KO'd by the Hidden Power. He can actually switch into the Keldeo's Hidden Power. So what he would have to do is, like, double switch to Keldeo on Kyurem. Actually, no, you would just double switch right to Hydreigon on the thing, and it's probably not U-turn, it's probably Life Orb. Is he gonna Nasty Plot? Yup, he's just letting himself loose. I hate this word, but he's being really passive, and he's just getting stepped on. So, he just had to go to Hydreigon there, and he would have, you know, gotten... It's probably Life Orb, so with Roost and shit, because that's the most popular set. I was kind of talking about Specs earlier, like it's great, but yeah, this is fucking... I don't know about embarrassing, but like, just letting yourself get raped like this is just not good. He doesn't even have to risk Reinquist getting crit on the switch because he has the Abomasnow, and he can even use the Dugtrio because Dugtrio's not, you know, trapping Hydreigon or Landorus. He can even switch to Dugtrio, Earthquake, get brought down to the Sash. Actually, no, it's Hail, so he can't get brought down to the Sash, and he goes right to Reinquist. You know, just no attempt whatsoever to bring the game back, and oh, he's Calm Mind. That's, you know, it might have been a better idea to use that, you know, against the Kyurem. Was Kyurem going to stay in and use Earth Power? Like, he really needed to use Secret Sword there, otherwise you would have been dust. And yeah, there goes that. I mean, Psyshock still, at least he would have fucking damaged the Reinquist somehow. I know this is kind of a moot point. You know, Scarf Lando with Earthquake, that is his last chance. That's what he should have been playing for, because the one ground resist / immune was the Xatu. See, Kyurem's too high to take one. He should have been playing to... Alright, is that Life Orb? It is. He should have been playing to weaken the Kyurem and then sweep with Scarf fucking Lando Earthquake. Because, I mean, he already chipped the Garchomp. Dugtrio dies to Hail because, even if Sash, and the Hail makes me think it might not be Sash, it might be just Banded. As Garchomp comes in and outrages, and, I mean, he had a win condition thing, and he just didn't play toward it, and just got destroyed. It's Scarf Chomp. So, he was still probably losing as soon as he let his Scarm die for nothing. But, yeah, I am irritated with this game. Just this battle, not this game in general. This game, too, because we all know how stupid it is, but just giving people free wins in tournaments like this, or essentially free wins, just bugs the hell out of me. So, and this is Shoka's best tier, too, so, and McMeghan, I would say, is noticeably better in DPP. And ORAS, it could be anyone's game. I would like to see ORAS first, so we can, you know, potentially get to 3 games. Make it interesting somehow. So, here's game 2. My wish was granted. We do see ORAS. Let's see. Also, I made it sound like Shoka, you know, did not do at all well in the last game, which is true, but I am not one to not give people their due. And McMeghan did make a creative team. Like he did it in round 1, and executed it, so props to him, of course. I mean, I'm sure I could find like 6,000 holes if I wanted to, like you could for any team if you're really, really salty and want to see, man, this guy's team loses to fucking blah, blah, blah. And, I mean, sometimes it's like, sometimes you will have cases where it's like downright disrespectful, like, he didn't bring a whatever counter when it's like top 3 in the tier because he's counter teaming or whatever, like, but this was not one of those cases, so, Here we go, ORAS. McMeghan is running something very similar to what Tasung likes to use. I think TDK helped him with that, to help Tasung with the Gliscor sub SD baton pass with bulk to set up on Garchomp's Dragon Tail. Oh, excuse me, that was a really half-assed burp and didn't really measure up to the one from a couple of bits ago. I'll try to prepare it better next time. Gyarados leading off against, yeah, Shoka gets creamed by Mega Gyarados. That's nice. He's running some generic balance thing. McMeghan's team is looking kind of standard for what it is. It's very similar to what Tasung's been using. It's not standard, but like for what it is, you get the idea. I don't remember if I think Tasung had a E-Train. I don't remember if it's the exact team because I don't remember seeing both waters. Then we see Dragon Dance. It's regular Gyarados, so it doesn't cleave through Skarmory with its shit as easily, and he gets toxic. So Shoka is at least not letting himself get immediately swept by this. And I hate to talk badly of the guy, because he is very good in black and white, but that last game just left a bad taste in my mouth. What he can do is... Nope, he needs a Powdon. He cannot let it get weakened, or he's going to get trucked by shit like Lopunny. Lopunny's the big one. And he can Whirlwind Gliscor, because it doesn't have a Taunt. And it's not Mega Gyarados, so odds of it having Crunch are down, or lower. So he might be able to switch to Starmie, which does jack shit except checking Heatran. I guess that's nice. Yep, there's Starmie. There's another DD. If this Gyarados is Chesto-Rest, then I just don't know what to say. Because that would be, in my opinion, just fucking stupid. Like, I'm fucking with you. That sort of thing. But I think we're just going to see Starmie use Psyshock. As it does Psyshock, kill Gengar that tries to get Q and switch it on Spin and survive Scald and threaten Shadow Ball, so you keep your hazards up. But, yeah, and... Oh, he's going to Skarmory on the... No, he just Waterfall. That was... What the fuck? Also, Gliscor could get phased by Skarm as well, but what the fuck? And Waterfall doesn't 2-hit KO, so at least he's so... Nope, he's not otherwise. He's gonna get Earthquaked. McMeghan will probably just Waterfall again, Flinch Starmie if it stays in, kill Skarm if it tries to switch it in. So, yeah, he's getting 2 kills probably. Unless he goes to Superior. Superior is just both, and it's not terribly useful. I mean, it checks his Azumarill, but if it's not, like, dead, then it's still going to be checking his Azumarill. Provided it didn't get an SD pass, in which case it only needs to be at, like, 50 or something. Also, I am almost positive the Tornadus is no item Acrobatics, which is a pretty nice SD recipient. Weavile is really dangerous to that team. If it can... if it's got Poison Jab, then Azumarill is fucking dead. Gyarados is almost dead, as you can see. Low Kick will trash Heatran, who doesn't like taking knockoffs anyway. I mean, gets fucking crushed by them. And Lopunny can't really switch into that. You've got to be shitting me. What the f... Yeah, I really don't know what to say. Like, what is the point of that? I guess people like to beat Gyarados by T-waving it with Thundurus, and then you can rest that shit off. Lumberry is a thing. He doesn't get the flinch, and he's still out of Weavile Ice Shard range, so at least he probably doesn't have Ice Fang. Maybe he doesn't have Earthquake and he has Ice Fang instead, or like Bounce, so he's going to kill Superior. Yeah, Shoka just... The Skarm switch was just like, come on. Like, and I'm sure the Gyarados was a very tailored purpose, but at the same time, you wake up against a Moongus trying to spore you, I guess. That's great. Oh, it's Moxie. I didn't notice it. Didn't have Intimidate. So, Superior's getting fucking creamed, even by just Waterfall. And if it's Waterfall Ice Fang, then... I mean, surely it's not, Gyarados entirely walled by Keldeo. Oh, it's Bounce. And, yeah, now he loses. Hippo did not even have Sand, so he couldn't even wear it down that way. What a... Stabs Gyarados is fine, it's just the Chesto-Rest part that I'm just in shock at. How can he even come back from this? He needs like to Ice Shard crit to just get in the game. what, maybe he's Charizard Y, he'll get up Sun, and then Hippo can survive and Whirlwind it out, or Toxic it again. And putting Weavile range or some shit. This is just... I cannot remember the last time I was so downtrodden by a series, because a lot of people like to say, yeah man, this series was shit for X reasons, and they say it about like every tournament game that ever goes on. I'm like, alright, you pseudo-intellectuals, calm down, we know you're good at Pokemon, you don't need to, you know, rub in everyone's faces how you know that every game was really bad. But I'm almost at a loss for words here, because this is just... Sometimes, and normally I would never even think of putting Shoka into this category of players, but there are some players who will just never beat someone good. Like, you don't have to be McMeghan tier, but like someone really good, because they have this thing in them, they just want to lose. It might not be conscious or whatever, but they just want to lose. They look for every opportunity to just not win, and they just never will. And I mean, obviously you can, you know, get better at it, but sometimes you just see shit like this where it's like they do everything possible to not win the game. And I know facing big players is a pressure situation and yada yada, and sometimes you can make misplays, but just handing it to the other guy just sort of bugs me. So McMeghan's going to the semis. Ooh, last time he was in the semis, he won. That was 3 years ago. How time flies. So, yeah. I mean, nice work on the Gyarados, I guess, McMeghan, and you played Black and White well and all that, but I don't really have much to say about this game that I haven't already. So, thank you guys for watching. Try not to kill yourselves. I'll catch you next time.